Up with KREM begins now.
Here we go on your Tuesday morning. Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here on Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham. We also want to welcome you in if you're streaming us on KREM 2+. Let's get you out the door and ready for the day with meteorologist Thomas Patrick. Thomas, feels a little bit colder this morning.
Yeah, just by a little bit, Tim, but you got it right because yesterday it was about 38 degrees to almost 40 in some spots. This morning we're kind of flirting with the freezing mark at the moment. So some cars might have a little bit of frost on the windshields early on this morning. Mine, all I had to do was flick the windshield wipers and it was all water that streamed off of the front windshield. So either a little bit of dew and water or it could be a little bit of frost depending on exactly where you're at. If you're in Airway Heights, looks like the temperature is 34 there, but Spokane Valley's got 31 degrees. So again, either side of the freezing mark as it stands right now this morning. But we are going to track a little bit of some light rain. Do you see that on the Palouse? That was just one shower from the early morning hours, maybe just enough to get the ground wet. And that will be the kind of rain that we'll be tracking throughout the day today because, well, it's not a lot of rain. It's just enough to keep our forecast honest. So we'll be on top of Doppler radar all day long.
Here's a live look at the traffic impact this morning. You can see traffic is moving nice and smoothly here at 6:02. No major traffic incidents to tell you about at this hour. We are keeping a close eye on the traffic conditions throughout the morning. We have our cameras throughout North Idaho and Washington. We'll keep you updated if anything slows you down. On Up with KREM, we bring you weather and traffic together every 30 minutes. We're taking a live look at the U.S. Capitol this morning. Today, President Donald Trump is set to give his first speech before a joint gathering of Congress. The president plans to focus on the economy in his address. You can watch it right here on KREM 2 at 6 p.m. While you were sleeping, a 25% import tax went into effect for all goods from Mexico and Canada, America's biggest and closest trading partners. Canada's Prime Minister announced retaliatory tariffs. Fears of a North American trade war triggered a sell-off on Wall Street yesterday. The Dow dropped 650 points. The S&P 500 had its worst single-day drop of 2025, and the Nasdaq also fell sharply. President Trump says tariffs were penalties for fentanyl coming across the border. He also stated the countries would also need to increase their investment in the U.S.
So what they have to do is build their car plants, frankly, and other things in the United States, in which case they have no tariffs.
A recent study estimates the new tariffs could cost the average U.S. family more than $1,200 a year. President Trump also paused all U.S. military aid headed to Ukraine yesterday. The directive follows Friday's standoff in the Oval Office with Ukraine's president. A White House official says Trump is reviewing the aid and the order will remain in effect until Trump determines Ukraine is committed to peace negotiations with Russia. Washington Senator Patty Murray says she will not be at Trump's address tonight. Instead, she'll be meeting with constituents who, quote, have been harmed by this administration's reckless firings and its illegal and ongoing funding freeze across government. Meanwhile, Washington Congressman Michael Baumgartner will be in attendance. He posted on social media that each member of Congress gets a guest ticket. Baumgartner says he is taking a teacher from Wilbur Creston High School for a Classroom to Capitol opportunity. Once again, we want to remind you, you can watch President Donald Trump's address to Congress right here on KREM 2. It starts at 6 p.m. New this morning, it's Women in Construction Week, and today the Spokane chapter of Women in Construction is holding a networking event. This morning, KREM 2's Regan Gallo joins us live at Rocket Bakery. Good morning, Regan. Tell us more about this opportunity and Rocket Bakery. Love that place. Good morning.
Right. Good morning, Tim. Yeah, we are warming inside, and this week is the National Women in Construction Week, and the Spokane chapter is celebrating. And I'm here with a woman in construction herself, Shannon Talbot. She's the Director of Marketing and Communications for the Inland Northwest Associated General Contractors. So, Shannon, tell me about what these women in construction are going to be doing all week long, and also kind of what the Lilac City has for women in construction here.
We're going to be doing so many events this week, and we're so excited excited about that because it means a chance to network. It means a chance to actually get our hands dirty and build. We're having a women's build day on Thursday at the apprenticeship. So we're just excited to do all the things that most of us are doing every day anyway. You know, we have women in the industry here who are project managers, who are field workers, all of those things, and they're getting the job done.
And we are at Rocket Bakery, like you said, Tim, in Millwood. And so in just a couple of hours at 7:30, women are going to be coming in here. They're going to be learning from one another. What's it like to have all these women kind of talking to each other, getting to know each other, and learning from each other?
Well, I think in any industry, especially one that relies on institutional knowledge like construction does, mentorship is so important. And so that's why the value is there for these type of networking events. The mentorship is amazing. And especially when nationally we're only at about 11% for the percentage of the workforce for our women. We're doing a little bit better than that here. We're doing anywhere between 12 and 14% in Washington. But we still like to get the chance to get together, talk to each other, talk about our experiences, and learn from each other.
And the Lilac City is growing, Spokane is growing, so how important is it to have these women in a field like this?
I mean, I think it's critically important. It's important to have a variety of perspectives in any field. And the one thing that I keep hearing from women in construction and from managers who manage men and women is that having that diverse perspective is critical to a successful team. They make more money, they finish their projects quicker, their production is better when they have diverse teams.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Shannon. Well, we're going to be getting our coffee and pastries. This room is soon going to be full. Some powerful women talking about some great conversations. So we'll be keeping you updated all morning.